Welcome to SCSU Local, your show about everything Central Minnesota. I'm Tashiana Osborne.
And I'm New Chengbu. Well, this past week there have been so many events that have occurred, such as Japan Night that happened on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a wonderful event, and also there's a trampoline park now in St. Cloud called Air Max that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, me too. Well, SCSU Local starts right now. Last Saturday, St. Cloud State University JP Network put on Japan Night. This year's theme was All Around Japan. Let's connect with the Japanese culture.
I'm the president of JP Network. Basically what we're doing is making connection with the Japanese and the American students. We also have international students in my member. So it's kind of connecting the Japanese students and the whole other SCSU students, and they get to know about Japanese culture better. So I'm working on that. Yes.
I'm doing a few performances this year. Doing the Sparrow Fan Dance, and I'm doing the Sorambushi. Both very dramatic and powerful dances. But I'm very excited about the Sparrow Fan Dance because this is the first time I've done that. I've done the Sorambushi like 4 times. We do that almost every Japan Night. It's like a tradition. You have to have the fisherman's dance. So.
I always want to learn more about Japanese culture. So when I first came onto campus, my mission was to find a Japanese culture club. It just so happened to come across JP Network, and within 1 semester, I was a board member, and I've been in love with it ever since. I love the people, I love the events, I love learning about new Japanese things and just new things in general. I have lots of fun here.
So we'll have Japan Night April 7th, and this year our theme is All Around Japan, which means basically you kind of go to the up north and go down to the south, so you pretty much see the whole main part of city in Japan.
We're doing lots of things. We're doing taiko, we're doing singing, there's going to be dancing, there's going to be a fashion show, lots of goofy antics, because we're all pretty goofy people if you've never been to a meeting before. So
a lot of our performances with our international students that we have, that's always one of the really exciting parts, because not only do we have the students that are actually from Japan doing traditional Japanese dances or even dances that aren't so traditional, it's always really entertaining because we always have a mixture of students. So it's not only the Japanese students, but we also have American students and even some other international students from other places. Love all of the cultural nights at St. Cloud State.
Yeah, me too. More events after the break.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Every book is an adventure waiting to come to life. Visit new worlds. Encounter new friends. And discover the power of reading. Go to read.gov to read A Princess of Mars, the first novel to feature John Carter. A new world awaits. Read.
Hey! So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
The Paramount Theater will be featuring West Side Story, a classic modern-day version of Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, it looks like a wonderful performance. It'll premiere on April 28th and it runs for 3 weekends. Here's a sneak peek of behind the scenes.
West Side Story is a really intricate piece of work. It's based off of Romeo and Juliet. So you have Tony and Maria, who are Romeo and Juliet, and the Capulets and the Montagues are the Sharks and the Jets. And it's a love story. You know, Tony and Maria fall madly in love, even though they're from 2 different sides of the world, and it's just their struggle and, you know, what happens, and it's really a progression of all of the characters.
West Side Story is a landmark musical for a community theater like Great to produce. It has tremendously awesome parts for teens and young adults. I think the message is always timely year after year, so it's a terrifically hard undertaking, but certainly a show that's worthy of attention and time. So we've created it and working on it hard to make it a really awesome production.
It's a really fun show. It's a lot of excitement, a lot of drama, a lot of laughter. I want the audience to walk away feeling satisfied and kind of feeling that they saw a whole show from start to finish, not little parts that they liked, but the entire show was something that was enjoyable.
So far, the experience of working on West Side Story has been really, really awesome. We've worked hard on characters, we're really pushing the dance, the voices are amazing, we've created some really great characters, and everybody's just working really hard.
I hope the audience, you know, gains an appreciation for all of the characters and the progression that the characters have to go through. It's really a story, you know, of these kids. You know, it's just fun and games, and you know, being in these gangs, and it becomes very, very real towards the end of the show. And so I hope that the audience takes that with them and sees, you know, that these kids do become adults, and it's just a really, really interesting show.
Certainly on West Side Story, the challenge is the amount of dance. It is a story that kind of is so difficult to tell. These characters go through some really hard things, and a lot of that is expressed through dance. They don't use words or acting or even songs. A lot of time it just breaks into this explosive dance to introduce relationships, to show the fighting, to show the anger, to show the love, dream sequences, all this stuff, and it's told physically through the body. And I think that's a real challenge for a variety of 30 actors. Some of them have danced a lot and some not so much, you know, and getting them all to that same level of ability of telling the story through dance.
My character fits in this show as kind of the motherly figure as well as the Spitfire. She's kind of exciting, she's fun, she says exactly what's on her mind, but she also has a soft spot for Maria, and she takes care of her and is always keeping an eye out for her.
I play the leader of the Jets, and Tony's best friend, who is the Romeo counterpart. I kind of play I would say the almost antagonist to the love story. I don't like it, I'm not for it, and towards the end of the first act there's kind of a pinnacle in it where you have to come see it if you want to find out what happens.
We open April 28th. I hope everybody comes out to see it. We'll be running for 3 weekends, so there's lots of opportunities to come see the show.
There's a new place in town that's making a big buzz. The Air Max Trampoline Park is a place where all ages can come and enjoy a fun time while burning some calories.
Jumping on the trampoline is an excellent workout because it works every single muscle in your body when you're jumping, and makes all your muscles contract when you go on the down bounce and then when you spring back up.
My name is Tammy Bankson. I'm at the Air Max Trampoline Park, and today is a day off for me, and I'm bringing my daughter and her friends to have fun and jump.
Air Max Trampoline Park is a 1,500 square foot indoor trampoline park. We got a foam pit here, trampolines that go into a foam pit.
My favorite part is jumping in the blocks.
We got an indoor trampoline dodgeball course, so kids can play pickup games of dodgeball on trampolines, so it adds a new element to it, and it's a lot of fun. We also have a jumping arena that's made up of about 10 trampolines that are end-to-end with the sides of them going up at about 60-degree angle, so you can literally jump off the walls here. We also do have exercise classes that are all taught on the trampoline, so it's a great, fun way to burn some energy and get a great workout too. When you're jumping at Air Max, there is no age limit at all. We've had people jumping here from age 1.5 to age, I think the oldest one was about 70 years old. And he had an artificial knee and still had a blast doing it.
My name is Bethany. We're here just to jump for fun, and my favorite part is probably playing dodgeball.
My name is Breezy, and I like flipping here, and my favorite part is doing gymnastics.
My name is Sydney. I'm here to jump, and my favorite part is dodgeball.
It is so much fun to come here. You get a great workout, and you don't even really think you're working out because you're having so much fun doing it. Also, if you jump for an hour straight, it burns about 1,000 calories, has been shown. So it is a great way to burn all those calories and energy, and it's even better than a treadmill.
And it's very fun. We will definitely be back, won't we?
Yeah.
Wow, they really seem like they're having a fun time. I would really love to go there.
Yeah, we should stop by there after the show. Well, we'll be right back with more You Local.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
The Global Goes Local Conference on Immigrant Workers and Families took place on April 9th through 10th, where immigrant families can voice their thoughts.
We caught up with two other members of the conference to hear what they had to say.
My name is Stephen Fillion. I'm the director of the Faculty Research Group on Immigrant Workers in Minnesota. I've been the director of the research group for 3 years, and I'm one of the primary coordinators of the conference. I think the goal of the conference in a nutshell is to provide students with, direct encounter with the people who live in the community that they otherwise wouldn't have. And I think there are a lot of myths and a lot of stereotypes and a lot of confusion about the role of immigrants in both Minnesota and in American society, and for that matter, around the world. And I think that one of the valuable things about our conference is that we're not just presenting a bunch of academics who are telling them about the situation of immigrants that live in this community right near St. Cloud. We're actually bringing the immigrants on campus to these panels to talk about their experiences so that they see what they hear about in the newspapers and in the TV as real live people who are just like themselves, people who are trying to find a way to make a living, people who are raising families, and people who are trying to figure out how best to contribute to this country and all of our development. We'll have keynoters who are talking about issues that are facing immigrant workers in Minnesota and across America, including the problems that they're facing in terms of the ongoing criminalization of immigrants in America and how that's affecting their capacity to carry on their lives as people who want to become full citizens in the United States. We'll be having speakers talk on the topics of also the history of different groups coming to Minnesota as immigrants who we don't necessarily ordinarily think of when we think of the word immigrant. So for example, one of our keynote speakers will be Christopher Lehman from the Ethnic Studies program here at St. Cloud State University, and he'll be talking about the experience of African Americans as migrants to the United States in the 19th century.
I'm Christopher Lehman, and I'm a full professor in Ethnic Studies, and I'm with the Ethnic and Women's Studies Department at St. Cloud State University. I've just been asked by Dr. Fillion to make a speech about my own research about the immigration of African Americans into the area. In 2011, my book on slavery in the Midwest was published. It's called Slavery in the Upper Mississippi Valley, and I look at slavery that took place in the states of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. And what I focus on specifically with those states is the trend in Southern migrants bringing their slaves with them whenever they were on temporary government duty or whenever they were on vacation. And then there were some instances in which different Southern migrants came to the Midwest to live permanently, and they brought their slaves with them. And even though this particular part of the country was supposed to be free, different governors and presidents over the decades, from the 1780s to the 1860s, decided to overlook enforcing different laws that had outlawed slavery. And in the case of the temporary government officials, the presidents specifically contacted them and told them that it would be okay for them to break the law and to bring slaves because they would be so badly needed to serve as government officials in these new territories.
The conference is not just about academics, it's about the community. And our research group was put together 3 years ago as part of a response to the President Potter's call for faculty on this campus to put together research groups, centers, and the like that are actively engaged in the community and bring the campus closer to the community nearby. And so one way in which our research group does that at this conference is that we actively encourage people from the immigrant communities to be on the panels and also to even put together panels. The conference is from April 9th to April 11th at St. Cloud State University and Atwood Center.
The Beatles were one of the most inspirational music groups of all time. Recently, the Beatles tribute was held at the Pioneer Place. Here's more on the celebration.
Revolution 5 is a wonderful Beatles tribute band. They do a great job. They're very authentic, and they play the music the way I remember. Did you raise a smile? Should they introduce to you the actor from these years? Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I've seen them before in this situation at the Pioneer Place and in a lounge situation, and they do a great job wherever they are. Extremely talented musicians. We're Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. We hope you will enjoy the show. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sit back and let the evening go.
My first time, I heard a lot of great things about it. So I come down and decide to check it out. As a matter of fact, I worked with a guy and his son's in the show.
It's wonderful to be here. It's certainly a thrill. You're such a lovely audience. We'd like to take you home with us. We'd love to.
The Beatles before the Revolution 5, and we loved it. It was awesome.
She is anyway. barber shaves another customer. We see the banker sitting waiting for a trim. And then the fireman rushes in from the pouring rain. It's very strange.
I mean, we think it's going to be really good. Yeah. Last time we were really impressed.
And in my eyes, there beneath the blue suburban skies, I sit and weep while that penny lays in my ears and in my eyes. There beneath the blue suburban skies, penny lane.
The event was a success. Even today, people still feel the vibe of the 60s.
Yes, there is no limit to music. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Well, I first started skating with my friend. He had an extra board, and then he just gave it to me, and I've been skating ever since. Well, when I don't land a trick and I have my mind set on something, and I'm not getting what I want, I just keep going for it until I get it right. My mom, she didn't go to college, so she wants me to experience that whole thing, and so I could end up getting like a good job. I think to get into college, I'll have to be determined, just like when I want to get a new trick, and skating's helped me realize I've got what it takes.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
St. Cloud State University's Mass Communications Department, providing you the hands-on experience needed to thrive in the professional media industry. With opportunities in television production from UTVS News, radio experience with 88.1 FM KBSC, the student newspaper, the University Chronicle, and live broadcasts of hockey with Husky Productions. St. Cloud State University's Mass Communications Department, where you run the show.
St. Cloud State is holding a conference about discussing how the N-word is used in today's society. We wanted to shine some light on this controversial topic.
My role in the N-Word Institute as the lead organizer for CARE is to help organize a conversation for our campus and also for our community. The N-Word Institute is a conversation that we're starting at St. Cloud State about using the N-word. It's a word that tends to be rather popular for pop culture, and we've had some incident on campus where students have been using the word inappropriately. And we want to have some real critical conversations, critical discussions, critical thought about the use of the word. When is it appropriate? When is it not appropriate? When is it punishable? When is it not punishable? So it's to begin that conversation. Also, to have an opportunity to talk about policies. What are our policies around use of language at St. Cloud State as an institution? and also what goes on in our communities, what happens in our communities. This is the first time the university has put together a concerted effort to involve everyone in the conversation. So in planning this effort, I've talked with a lot of people about why this would be important for our whole community, and pulling it together in such a way that it's an effort to involve everybody in the conversation and to inform everybody in a way that is thinking a little bit deeper than the things we usually talk about, the surface stuff. Our guest speaker for the Inward Institute is Dr. Eddie Moore. Dr. Moore comes from New York City. He is the diversity director for Friends School in Brooklyn, New York. And he's also the director of a national conference that's been happening for the last 13 years called the White Privilege Conference. It was actually in Minnesota last year. And I also want to note that we call this the Inward Institute because we really want to take the emphasis away from the people and talk about the word. It's a word that has been used to negatively impact people, but we really want to talk about the word. And so we're not using images of people, we're using N-word as a way to talk about the word.
The N-word, I just want it to be off the dictionary. Like, I don't want people to use it anymore because it has been used in a derogatory term. So it degrades, has been used like that. So
I don't sometimes like hearing it because of the way people use it, and if I hear it in an offense that I don't like, I'll just tell them to stop.
I don't think it's good or has any positive value.
I don't personally use the N-word because I think it's offensive. I think it's used too much. I think in songs and rappers use it too much, so I think it gives people, they think the right to use it more often.
I think it's very important to have an event like this because it helps people to understand how people feel about it. You get different perspectives, and it'll kind of help the staff, students, everybody broaden their understanding of the N-word.
I think it's really important for students to be involved in this because the students on our campus are the pulse of the pop culture that happens. And I think that the word comes up a lot on campus, a lot more than what we think it might. And I think students use it a lot more than we think they might. And not that that's good or bad, I'm just saying that it is a word that's out there that's being used, and I think having an informed conversation about the word is something that's important for everyone.
We hope that you'll take advantage of some of these wonderful events.
It seems as though there are so many different opportunities in the Granite City.
To see this or any other show again, check us out on UTVS Channel 21 or log on to youtube.com, YouLocal.
Thanks for watching.